When you're somebody who doesn't wear a mask and you don't care about how people view you, you're honest about the things that you've gone through, things that you've dealt with, trials and hardships that you've faced, positions that you've put yourself in. People who wear a mask can envy you and can be jealous. They can hate you for that because at the core, these people wish that this is how they were. They're so busy, trying to get other people to look at them in a certain fashion that they have to continue to uphold a mask. And it's exhausting because it's not who they are. So, this is why at times when even you have conflict with these individuals, they can go to the length of, like they say, having flying monkeys, gathering people, to who are already against you, or telling things to people to further pin and put other people against you. They can, have smear campaigns out on you, which even I look at that as like trying to spiritually assassinate you. You know, you have to be careful with these kind of individuals because this can become dangerous, especially when you see that over and over their mask has slipped. They've shown you who they are. They've shown you they're liars and manipulators. They've shown you that they would prefer, to wear this mask or continue to put this facade on for people. That they're not ones who can be authentic and ones who can be true in the manner of telling things from a pure space of how they are, or from a core space of what things are. They exaggerate certain truths and they withhold certain information just so the other party whom they're going against and want others against, they can get people to continue to look at them in a certain fashion. And they can look at them who wear the mask, they can have people to continue to look at them in the manner that is desirable, that they want them to, or how they want them to see them. They want to continue to be seen in a certain manner. So they do and they say things in the fashion that goes along with their desire. You have to be careful because when you start to speak truth, but when you continue to speak truth and you're no longer one who has been quiet, who's held back, and you start to be, more vocal and more upfront with how you feel, the things that you see, you know, these people can get very angry at you to a point that they want to fight you or want to hit you or want to unalive you. And you have to be careful and to not taking comments, or things that they say that are threats and, put them off, or believe that this person is joking. You have to know that when that mask slips, it slips. And there's no joke when somebody already has a level of bitterness in their hearts for you still. When they already have a level of disdain for you. You cannot believe that any type of threat, anything that makes you uncomfortable, don't believe that those things are jokes because they're not jokes. When a person's heart speaks, listen, you know. But these kind of people hate that. They don't like someone who is authentic, someone who can speak truth, who can see themselves, in manners that they're scared to go to within their own self, because it shatters the illusion that they've built up for themselves, because they have come to, an agreement within themselves to put on or portray a certain image to take as who they are because this is who they want themselves to be. But knowing deep down on the inside, this is not who they are. And this is why when they are, when someone does speak truth to them, they get so angry to the point of hollering and screaming that they want to talk over you and shut you up that you don't say anything else. You know, Many times it's wise just to see things for what they are and move on. To see things or see the way they manipulate others and move on. You know, you have to, even too, like it's okay if you seeing that, hey, you see them manipulating other women, and you feel bad and you want to speak up and you want to say something. Sometimes you got to look at it from another perspective to know, hey, maybe these people need to learn this in their portion of life. You've learned this, you know, though it came through this individual, yet if they don't learn it through this individual whom you've learned it through, they're going to continue to meet the same person in different people. They're going to continue to go through the same patterns. You have to let others learn things as well as you've learned them. So you don't have to speak on everything. Sometimes just the validation that comes to you is the blessing. Sometimes the validation that comes to you, let that be enough. To know that this alone allowing me to see things exactly for how they are, This is the blessing that I know no longer to gaslight myself. I know no longer to push off my intuition and put my intuition on the back burner. I know to trust my intuition first and foremost before anything, because my intuition don't lie. When you're a person who knows that you don't jump at the very first thing that you see or the first judgment about somebody that you see, you careful, before you even say that I'm going to take this fixed stance to say this is what this is, that this person is at this moment. This is who they are. This is who they keep continuing to choose to be. When you stop gaslighting yourself against that, when source or when the Most High brings situations or puts you in situations that allows you to see that, be okay with that. Because source and the Most High would do that just so moving forward, you don't put yourself in the same patterns, because it's important that you trust your intuition. It's important that you trust the voice of God within you. It's important that you trust yourself, So be okay. You don't have to try and fix everybody, by pointing out they issue that they know damn well they got. That's why they got the mask on for a reason. They know. To agree, they know. But they're so used to having the validation of other people, because other people looking at them a certain way and other people praising them for this false identity, it helps them keep that mask up and keep that belief up about themselves and not have to face who they truly are, because they would prefer to believe the word of other people who don't even truly know them, or who they don't even allow for them to truly see them. They'll believe that and take that as, hey, that's the truth, and this is what I'm just gonna go with. All that other, when you getting too close and you dead on the truth, or you getting close to the truth, you hitting on things that I don't like, they gonna do what they can to keep to back you off, and that can come off as getting angry to the point, and hopefully not, that they get physical with you, and that's what you don't want. It ain't worth it. For a person who don't want to see themselves, you let them go in peace, and it's not worth it trying to go back and forth with these individuals, because these kind of people are narcissists, or they're covert narcissists. So many times they know exactly who you are. They know exactly what your character is and how you operate mentally. And there'll be times where they'll point your faults out, and they can twist things to a point where they'll try to get you to look at yourself in the manner of what they are. And this is many times what people call destiny swapping, which, you just have to pull yourself away from these kind of people, because the mind games, it's not worth it. You will never be in a winning battle with somebody who does not want other people to see themselves and will get upset with you and retaliate on you when you point out the thing that they are not willing to face, or they're not willing to come clean about, the thing that they want to keep other people, the thing that they want to keep hidden from other people. Just go in peace. Just go live your life. Know that, hey, I've learned this lesson. And even to go further beyond that, you've seen within yourself the reason why you got yourself into the position with that person, the reason why you chose to be with that person, the reason why you chose to stay that long with that person. You now know not to choose things based off of, things that you lack. And not even that, but you learn to fix those things within yourself to give yourself that. You've learned what doing that does. You've learned the end result of choosing a partner from that place, from that mental plane. You've learned where that gets you. Take that as a blessing. Take that as the win, and go on with yourself. Don't care and don't give concern to what their family believes. Don't sit there and be so fixated on even people within your own family that they have come into cahoots with, whom they were once enemies against. Those kind of things happen. When people hate you, they're going to find a way to gang up together when you are their common enemy. You just got to let that stuff be. Just let it be what it's going to be, and go in peace, because they're going to forever be the misery, they're going to forever be company to each other's misery. And let them. Just let them.